Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Tompkins.
Was that the introduction, Joey?
That was it.
Was that it?
Yeah, you were supposed to put the clap on, but you didn't.
Oh, he'll do it again.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Tompkins.
All right, there we go. So Joey introduced me today because John Boston wanted Joey to introduce everybody. So there we go. If you can hear me, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. Welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to always have you here. This is the live stream that got us started on the YouTube channel, Trending Thursday, and it's grown and grown and grown and grown. So, Janice liked that you introduced me today. Maybe do we have to do that going forward? But you got to have more than that. You got to hype it up. You're going to be my Jim McMahon to my Johnny Carson. You're going to have to hype me up better than that. You know what I'm saying? You just, ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Tompkins. Come on, man. You got to pump it up. Wow. Janice says it was very professional. Yeah. All right, fine. We need a chair like DJ T has entered the room. It's DJ G Sharp, by the way. It's DJ G Sharp. So, Glenn, you hit it. Energy sector is moving. Listen, you know something? I love that the information that we've been giving on the channel has really come to fruition. Whether it's what was going on with the Fed from last year that I stated I didn't think it was going to happen, all the way up to the stocks that we've given between Ryan and I. Man, our channel has just become a channel of useful information. If you're brand new to the channel and you want access to this as soon as it happens, you got to subscribe to the channel, folks. You got to subscribe to the channel. Janice, I got your email. I took a look at it because Island Malu said update on natural gas. So it was interesting, and I'm not going to put out all of the specifics because I asked you guys to do some research on it. But I am looking at day trading natural gas. HNRG is rock and rolling. But Janet and I had a conversation about what to look for. They're just day trades. They're just day trades. Whether you play cold, which is KOLD, or boil, BOIL, the bullish and the bearish side of natural gas. So, man, I'm liking it, Janice. I'm in cold today. And by the end of the day, before the market closes, I'll get out of it and I'll set up the trade again for tomorrow. Nectarios, I'm with you. I'm going to play both. I'm going to take what the market gives me for natural gas on any individual day. And they will be day trades. They will not be trades that I try to hold overnight. But I think there's a good possibility to make $1,000 a day, technically, to make $1,000 a day playing either one of those, depending what the market gives you, outside of what you're already doing. You and Ryan posted very positive videos while Steve did a market update saying it could be a confirmed down. What say Joey? Joey, I'll let Joey answer the question. But while that happens, I'm looking at today. We moved from all red to all yellow. Primary wave still down. Janice asked the question about being able to see if we get a confirmed down call. We could have gotten a confirmed down call today. All right, talking about that, let's get right into the software. All right, let's start off from there. We could have technically gotten a confirmed down call today because we would have gone back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have been down on over 1 5-day period, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we would have been down today. If we didn't have a rebound, we would have been down for 2 consecutive 5-day periods, and the buy to sell ratio is below the value of 1. If we didn't have a rebound today, we could have gotten a confirmed down call today. So, Mike, that is to answer your question. I think personally that we are closer to the resistance level than we are to the support. It doesn't mean much of anything except for looking at the big channel that we're in. But you know what's changing on a day-over-day basis? The fearfulness in the market about not receiving a rate cut. Is the economy still strong enough that the Fed won't cut rates? Or is the Fed really keeping on the table that they could actually raise interest rates? So that's what's going on through here. And I still think Ryan's going to do a video tonight. You got to watch, called Don't Buy the Dip Yet. All right. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, Mike, in the market. The idea is keep your eyes on what's going on. My personal tidbit of information is to manage the stocks that you have right now. All right. That's what my personal opinion is. Let the market come to you. If we didn't get the confirmed down call, that's a positive sign. When we do get the confirmed down call, then you play the market. Hopefully you've already got your stops tightened. So I need everyone in here to answer this question. Have you started tightening the stops on the stocks that you own? Type a yes or a no. And that's for everybody in the room, because I don't want to hear later, if the market does go down, I don't want to hear later that VectorVest did not help you. I don't want to hear that. So when I'm telling you right now, are you tightening the stops on your stocks that you got going on right now? Because all it takes is one little bit of bad news that can smash this market down. Right now, I don't consider what we're going through a market crash. I consider this a pullback from this level of resistance. Keeping all of these things in, and I like that, Niles, smaller positions. I'm all for that. That if you do put on some trades, make sure you're not putting all your money behind it. I'm taking profits. Someone asked me about NVIDIA. I'm still holding NVDL. I'm up over 50% on that trade since earnings. Am I willing to? So I'm going to show you something real quick. In regards to NVIDIA, NVDA, in regards to NVIDIA, you know how I traded? I traded with the Star Search. Put this on a 3-month view. All right, put this on a 3-month view and look at it. Am I panicking about NVIDIA? No, not even. Not even. It's still in the fast lane. It did break. We broke. Da-da. We're still in the fast lane. A down day doesn't mean throw the baby out with the bathwater. So if you are more aggressive and you want to take a little bit more profit, I'm going to give you a line in the sand price right here. 1066.33. 1066.33. Everybody see that? Yes or no? That's the last gap that we've had. And if you get out there, guess what? If you've been riding NVIDIA up, you're taking your profits off the table. I'm giving you a hard line in the sand. I'm giving you a hard line in the sand on how to manage NVIDIA right now. Right now. All right, somebody said SMCI. Let's go look at SMCI. SMCI. Let's go peep that out. In the same scenario, I wouldn't be in SMCI right now. Couple of reasons. Look at the downtrend on SMCI. I love this big update in the fast lane. Very quickly came out. I wouldn't be in SMCI right now. And from this low, look at this trend. Ooh, look at where we are. We're below that trend line. I am not a fan of SMCI right now. Joe says, Glenn, in your opinion, how many stocks or range of number of stocks should we be owning and monitoring? You guys know for the longest time, I've only been trading half my portfolio. NVIDIA is one of my trades that I'm still in. I'm still in NVDL. I'm up 50% on it. I just looked at the graph, monitoring and managing the stock by way of the Star Search. I'm fine. Glenn, why did you pick that number of the stop for NVIDIA? Ooh, good. Bob, look at where I put that stop. See this latest gap that hasn't been faded? That's why I put that line at 1066.13. Great question, Bob. I didn't just pull it out of the air. I pulled it. If it falls below that, that means it started to fade the gap, that latest gap. That's a bearish sign. I probably would not want to still be in the stock at that. Take my comment. Huh? Oh, there we go. I would. That's a great line in the sand. 1066. What did I say? 1066.13. Does that make sense, Bob? So it wasn't just that I picked it out of the air. I picked it based on what I see from a market, from a graphical look at. All right. So I like the stocks that you just gave me to keep my eyes on how to manage those stocks. Hopefully I've done my due diligence in 2 specific stocks to keep your eyes on. So SMCI is the Tesla of semis. Why people in love with it, I don't know. Listen, I there's a lot of other stocks within the space that I would rather be on. All right. Right now it's in the middle lane. It is in the middle lane. Lisa says, not yet. When I try to protect profits, the stocks I have a great CI, so I'm always confused what to do because they don't typically move down. So Lisa, all I'm looking at right now, as you can see, is just the graph on these stocks to give me some visual perspective on how to manage these stocks. And I can do this with any stock using the star search. I can do this with any stock using the star search. Richard says, Stan Heller will be presenting on Saturday on the MPI with the star search. I think you put those 2 together, folks. Oh gosh, let's go change the graph layouts to the MPI. And the MPI sort of kind of give me the same thing. SMCI got me out. Whew, look at that. It got me out here at a price of 1068. That's a big get out rather than riding the stock all the way down. Y'all agree? Yes or no? Either one of these layouts will help you to manage any stock you have. And again, if you want these graphing layouts that you'll only find within the VectorVest system, go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. That will give you a 30-day trial to be able to analyze your stocks the same way I'm showing you right now. $9.95 for a 30-day trial to the actual software. Folks, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Do you also use a trailing stop off of a high? Tom, I will use a trailing stop on a big momentum play. All right, I will use a trailing stop on a big momentum play because a lot of stocks, once they have momentum, they keep going and going and going. I want the runners to run. Then I will use something like a 10 or 15% trailing stop. I don't put that on all stocks. On my high momentum plays, of which I've got some for you today from a fish perspective, but that's when I would use a trailing stop. Akshaya says, question, last night, market timing report says play to the downside. Do we see it change based on today's move? No. All right. So when I look at the daily color guard, which we provide for you every single night, remember, that's a longer term view. Based upon what's going on in the market, we let you know if it's the right time to buy stocks or not to buy, blah, 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 blah. When I'm a little bit more aggressive, I can take into effect today's activity. That's going to be done with a smaller portion of my money. So the major portion of your money, Akshaya, should still be on the side of not buying stocks. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? Type a yes or a no. Does that make sense to everybody in the room? Yes or no? When you look at the daily color guard report and we give you the guidance is long-term, looking at the big, broader view of the market. But every day the market changes, whether it's an up day or a down day. Those mean you take advantage of that day. That's a more aggressive way. You play with a smaller portion of your portfolio. The overall view says not to buy right now. If I go to the homepage, let me show that. Let me go to the homepage. The homepage says VectorVest does not advocate buying any stocks at this time. And that makes sense. Look at the yellow, look at the red, a lot of it. That makes sense longer term for your major part of your portfolio. But if the market goes, and the only thing that's moving up today is the VVC. All of the other major indicators are down. The Dow is down the most, down almost 300 points. I think that the guidance falls right in line with what's going on. Don't buy stocks at this time. Boom. Today, don't buy stocks at this time. All right. Lou says, not buying shorts, not yet. I got nothing to tell me to go buy shorts yet. All right. Now, some of you may be a little bit more aggressive and want to play the market to the downside. Let's go back to the market timing graph. I love these questions today, by the way. Going back to the market timing graph, nothing's telling me to go play the market to the downside just quite yet. Not just quite yet. All right. Yesterday, we created another level of a swing low here and here. Let's go see what goes on. A lot of what the movement of the market is going to be what the Fed's going to do, what the Fed's thinking. And that's why we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. MTI trending down. Yep, that's the underlying trend of the market. All right, there they are. There it is. But not way below. Nothing is. See, when the market was falling, how these indicators were falling a lot faster? Falling a lot faster? We're not getting that just quite yet. And a lot of times we're getting a little bit of a stall as they fall. If the VVC move above yesterday's high, go positive, right? Again, take what the market gives you. I'm not thinking about going full-blown bullish in a trade until we take out the 3-month high. That's what I'm looking for. All right? So, again, thank you guys for all of the questions. One more, SIG earnings. Oh, how about how many of you saw the analysis Ryan and I gave yesterday on CRM? Type of 1 in the room. How many of you saw the live and saw the analysis that we gave on CRM yesterday? Just type of 1 in the room. FFIE is a meme stock, Josu, however you say it. I'm not a big fan of it. It is all meme stock there, right there. SIG, though. Let's go look at SIG from an earnings perspective. Let's go change the graph. All right. And that CRM data that we gave was spot on for earnings. Spot on. All right. Let's go look. Where's my earnings graph? What do I like? SIG, rising RS, rising earnings growth, rising sales growth. I think that they beat earnings. And the volume is there. I think that they beat earnings. This is my problem, though, when I'm looking at a jeweler. Who's got the money to spend on expensive jewels right now? So, with that being said, I don't know if they beat revenue, and I don't know what the forward guidance is. But based on the market's conditions, I don't know how many people have the disposable income. All right, I don't know who's got the disposable income to invest in expensive jewelry. Based on that, I love that they're most likely going to beat earnings. Rich people do. I don't know if rich people are carrying the market. I still think that who's carrying the market right now are the baby boomers and Gen X. All right, baby boomers and Gen X. If you're going to think about the rich people, the richer people are probably going to be the boomers. The Gen X, my generation, may have some rich people too, but I think the boomers have a lot more money. But I think based on what I see here, I think they beat earnings. It's going to be the forward guidance. It's going to be the state of the economy of if people are in the market to buy higher end jewelry. And if they're not, that's going to affect their revenue. All right. So, a lot of questions. Let's get into the news that's moving the market. All right, let's do that. And let's go. Good stories today. Good. I mean, oh, crud. What the heck happened there? Did that move, Joey? All right. U.S. stocks fall. Weak growth data. Salesforce earnings way. Palantir, hold on, Michelle. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to look at more stocks. All right. Thankfully, I sold my Crowd yesterday, looking to get back in earnings next Tuesday. I like Crowd. I think that's one of the best. Between that and Zscaler, I think that those are two really good stocks in that space. I haven't looked at it recently, though, so we'll go from there. Buying gold or jewelry is an investment to defend against inflation. Well, gold is. I don't know if jewelry is. Gold is. Defend off against inflation, but watch the dollar. Talking about the dollar, thank you for leading me right into my next story. The dollar is lower after revised data shows U.S. economy growing slower than expected. That's going to be good for gold stocks right there. All right, that's going to be the dollar going lower is going to be good for gold stocks. I don't know how that helps with jewelry stocks, but it'll help definitely for gold. Someone wanted in the comments wanted us to talk more about oil. Oil falls as U.S. reports surprise fuel build. That's all manipulation. Weak demand. That's all manipulation. The demand for the summer is going to increase. I talked about it yesterday. In the summer months, we use about 3.5 million gallons of oil every day in the summer months. I don't believe this story as weak demand. All right, especially going into the summer months. I did pick up a new position in USO. I did give what I think is a short-term price target of $90, $90 on oil. I will play it up into then and probably take my profits off the table. So I am in a new position on USO because it's cyclical, because it's the summer, and a lot of people are going to be traveling. Next one, Boeing. Interesting. Boeing's 90 days to hand in a safety plan to the FAA are up. Here's what to expect. That could be big, more down news for Boeing. Again, right now, even though it's in the aerospace and defense space, I'm not a big fan of Boeing. All of the negative PR is kind of poopy. Glenn, should I wait to get into NVIDIA after the split or get in now? I'm in it. The choice is yours. I think that after the split, of course, it's going to go down, but I think it's a hot enough stock that it will overcome this split extremely short. Does anybody agree on that? Dell, I like Kia. I do like Dell. Dell has been kicking butt and taking names. It's been a late resurgent stock. I own it in a different portfolio, and I'm very happy with it right there. Maybe EVs are affecting demand. Dennis, I don't think so yet. In regards to EV cars are sitting on parking lots because they're having a hard time selling them. EVs are sitting on parking lots. I think the big move right now in regards to cleaner cars is more of an emphasis on hybrids. All right. More of an emphasis on hybrid. In India, gold is considered retirement investment, including jewelry. Okay. Again, I've not done enough research to see how jewelry as a whole plays into the whole gold space. All right. Oh, the Dell earnings is tonight. Let's go take that out. I think it's in a hot space. I think Dell is going to do well. Dell has been doing.
I love it.
Who did that? Dang it. All right. Let's go put Dell in here. Joey messing up stuff in the background. All right, Dell. Put this on a 3-month graph. Check the earnings graph on it. I love the move on Dell. I don't like the sales growth. Earnings growth, RS, all look good. Sales growth, though. Put this on a 6-month graph. Sales growth, though, is falling. That's going to hurt revenue, I think. I think that's going to hurt revenue, but I think caught up in the AI space, Dell looks good. I think they beat earnings. Looking at the sales growth, which is the fuel that fuels the engine, which is earnings, I don't know what the revenue is going to look like. The sales growth is so important when looking at earnings per share. All right, so that's my opinion, Kea. I think that they beat earnings. The stock hasn't, it did fade the last gap. I'm assuming that was after earnings. Yep, that was earnings. After the last earnings, it fell, but since then, it's grown up nicely. I think it got caught up in the AI space. You guys keep giving me stocks. Goodness gracious. Costco's got earnings tonight. Let me see what that looks like. Nice move up, rising sales growth again. I wonder, that's 2 stocks, and I think they beat earnings, but sales growth has got to be there to back up the engine of earnings. I don't know. Now, again, major retailer, if people are cutting back on buying food and stuff, Costco's going to be affected. So I don't know if they beat revenues. I think that they beat earnings. I'm not sure if they beat revenue. All right. So there we go in regards to Costco. And the volume is interesting. The stock's price is going up, but the volume, average volume is falling down. That's not altogether a good sign. I think they beat earnings, though. I just don't know if they're selling enough to beat revenue. I don't think they're, I don't know. Holy smokes. Hey, hey, Sharik, I'm not answering your question. You just spammed. I'm not answering your question. Please don't do that in the room. That question does not get answered. That is not how you get your question answered. That is not how you get your question answered. All right. Let's go to the next story. I'd be careful with Boeing. Researchers, I saw this. Somebody, Craig Metcalf, in a comment on the YouTube channel said, a big find in lithium in Pittsburgh. Here's the story. That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. I like that. I do like that. Kohl's got smoked. Again, another retail store. A couple of retail stores did beat earnings. The forward guidance, though, the forward guidance in the revenue, if people are having a hard time and they're living paycheck to paycheck, people are not shopping as much. That's why Target lowered prices on goods. All right, why they lowered prices on goods. I don't know. I don't know how many of these retailers are going to be able to report a rise in revenue if people are going to be stingy with the money. Salesforce shares plunged by most since 2008. Slid by the most in almost 2 decades after projecting the slowest quarterly sale. Now you understand why I'm looking at sales growth and putting such an emphasis on sales growth, folks, because it plays a major role when people report earnings. Look at that. Look at that. All right. The slowest quarterly sales growth in its history. And it affected, now you know why on my earnings graph, I have sales growth. For anybody who was curious to know, well, why is he? Now you know why. Because it is the fuel behind the earnings. The company can make money. That's great. But in order to make the money, they got to sell the product. They got to sell the product. And that's how CRM, that's why when you ask me to look at the companies that are reporting earnings, why sales growth plays a role. All right, why sales growth plays a role. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm big on Apple. Oh, phooey. What the hell? I'm big on Apple. All right. Apple finally signed a deal to bring ChatGPT's brains to billions of iPhones and power much needed iOS 18 Siri upgrades. I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, Apple had something in the background. I told you to keep your eyes on it. The generative AI in the background. They may not be the leader in all of this AI stuff, but Apple has a way of looking at all of this stuff, doing the research and development, and making it better. They do. And I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, I do own Apple. I own AAPU. I told you to keep your eyes. And I gave a price target. I gave a price target on Apple higher than it's ever been. The stock has been at a price of about $200, the highest price. I'm giving a price target on Apple because of the AI movement, because of the AI momentum. I'm giving a price target of $220 on Apple. All right. I think that that's aggressive. I think that, to go higher than it's ever been, but I think it's going to be fueled by the whole AI space and the things that they're doing. They had the meeting with TSMC for chips. It was a secret meeting. Nobody wanted to talk about. So I'm just saying, if you ain't keeping Apple on your radar, you need to. If you ain't keeping it on your radar, you need to. Next story, C3 AI pops 8% after the generative AI player's annual revenue guidance beats Wall Street estimates. I think that everything in the AI space is hot. The Real Tech Geek says $250 for Apple. I'm going $220. Again, it's going to be higher than it's ever been. The highest price it's had all time is about $200. Between the Real Tech Geek and I think we're going aggressive. But I want you guys, I don't want to hear it later again. Oh, Glenn, you didn't tell us about Apple. I'm telling you to keep your eyes on the stock. All right. Whether you buy it or not is up to you. All I'm telling you is to keep your eyes on the stock. Glenn, going back to USO, there is a meeting this weekend by the OPEC. This could move. Yeah, the OPEC meeting is June 2nd. All right. I think that OPEC doesn't move on the restrictions of oil output, which is going to create less product, but the demand is going to pick up for the summer. And we just took 1 million more barrels out of the strategic political reserve. All right. So from that perspective, I think that over the summer, I gave a price target on oil of $90. Once it hits that, I'm getting out of it. I don't think it goes any higher than that. All right. So, and my last story is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs raises obesity drug market estimate by 130 billion. Anybody playing any of the GLP-1 stocks? One. I just type a yes or a no in the room. And would you like to know a watch list? Anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. Eli Lilly is the best stock in the space. I'm with you, Akshaya. Eli Lilly is the best stock in the space. Absolutely. Eli Lilly, but there's more than just Eli Lilly. I'm going to show you that. And I started a portfolio of those stocks so we can track it going forward. All right, let's get back into the program. We were already there. How did that happen? Anyway, so again, stocks that we looked at ahead of time beforehand. I think you wanted to know about some earnings. I think that for everybody here, look at this graph. Excuse me. Look at this graph. I want you guys to set up an earnings graph, and I want you to be able to do this on your own. I want you to be able to pull up any stock prior to earnings and take a look at this graph and determine on your own. All right. Let's go to the viewers tab and let's start off with what's going on in the markets. All right. That was interesting. That's not what I wanted. How did that happen? That happens. I don't know why that happens. I got to close out of the software and open it back up. It makes me kind of not happy when that happens. Let me go open it back up. Novo Nordisk is not in my list for the GLP-1 drugs. I'm going to show you what they are in a second. I am signing back in. Gap earnings today again. I'll try to see if I can get any information on that. Does anyone know any bad news on Celsius? Why it fell? I don't know, Sharik. I don't know what happened to Celsius. I have no idea. I haven't looked. Maybe someone in the room. Maybe someone in the room can take, because I have not looked into it. Yeah, all of our machines are Alienware. All of our machines are Alienware. I'm supposed to have a darn good machine. I need another machine, but Joey won't let me get one. I need another machine. It's not strong enough for all my analysis.
You don't take care of the one you got?
You know what? I take care of the one I got. It's not enough. It's not enough for all my analysis.
False.
It's not enough for my analysis. Dang it. Let's go to the viewers tab. Joey doesn't know. Let's go to the watch list viewer. What is today? Today's trending Thursday. Let's go look at the markets. What are the markets doing? Maybe be nicer to him? No. IWM, interesting. People are getting froggy today, jumping on, whatever, Joey, jumping on the riskier stocks. Big moves. Interesting. The VectorVest composite's going up. The biggest mover to the downside is the VIX. All right. People are not fearful, even with everything that's going on, the possibility of what the Fed is going to do or not do. People are less fearful. Very interesting. All right, biotechs. I'm going back to that. After Insmed went up, I want to give you a watch list of stocks that have phase 2 or phase 3 that are in phase 2 and phase 3 before they jump. I did pick up a stock today. This ATHA, and don't get me wrong, I'm not pumping anything, but go look it up. Go look it up. They're in a phase 3 period right now with a stock. It was one of the cancers. I don't remember which one. It's down today. But these are my stocks that are in phase 2 or phase 3 that I want you to keep on a watch list. All right. Big news stocks, the stocks that made the news today. Dell does make Alienware. The customer is always right, Glenn. What are you talking about, Walter? What are you talking about? Glenn, for earnings, do you ever look at shares issued to check on the possibility of earnings dilution? I don't usually. I don't usually. So to answer that question, Michael says Joey says both of my computers are better than his, and I'm the one that's stating that I need a better computer, but it's all right. C3AI, big mover today out of the stocks that made the news. Lithium is up today on that story out of Pittsburgh. Boeing is actually up, even though the 90 days that they needed to get their stuff together is over. We'll see what happens. Eli Lilly for my GLP-1 drugs, I think is the best drug out there. I'm watching the dollar. The dollar's moving down today, not a ton, but that's going to be good for gold. Oil is down today. Again, I did pick up a new position in USO. I still think that it's going to have like a $90 target. And of course, CRM down big today. Fundamentally sound stock, just in a downtrend with RT below 1. Let's go give you some fish. The MPI, from the MPI, this is from my MPI Enhanced. Here's some stocks. Wow, look at that. Insmed, that stock went up a lot a couple of days ago, still on the rise to the upside. These are stocks from the MPI that are moving up. So these stocks had just gotten a move on RT on the 5 versus the 40. These are stocks I want you to keep on your mind, all right? A nice watch list of stocks. These are fish. These are fish. These are more aggressive because they're technical trades. So these are all fish. Midas Touch, also in the same scenario. As a matter of fact, let's go back to the MPI real quick. Celsius, big banks cautioning on growth. Thank you, Michael. I didn't know. Well, we'll need to build Glenn a powerhouse machine. I agree. Realtech says, send me a message. No, email me, Realtech, Glenn T, Glenn with 2 N's, Glenn T at VectorVest.com. So I do believe, can you give your opinion on Dell? I like Dell. I think, did we not look at Dell? I like Dell. I'm a fan of Dell. DELL. Let's go look at the 3-month graph. This is a down day. But the stock is moving up. Let's go look at Star Search. It's in the fast lane. Dell is fine. A down day today doesn't make me panic. When do I think about getting out of Dell or taking half off the profits? You guys already know. When it gets into the middle lane, take half off the table. I'm going to give you, own the stock, I'm going to give you a hard level of a line in the sand, which is going to be at 139.50. 139.50, because that was the last gap that hadn't been filled. I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand on Dell at 139.50. All right, that's it in a nutshell. 139.50. All right, but the stock down day, leave it alone. All right, Rolls Royce. I like Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce was something we found here on a live stream. Love it. All right, so go back to the MPI real quick. 3-month graph. Let me show you why these stocks met the criteria showing up. There's the crossover. I like the low trough on the MPI. Look at that. Nice cross in. How about it crossed here? We still kept trend, kept you in, longer term, kept you in. And how about we got a level of a gap that never got filled? Good, googly moogly. I'm liking that stock. ORN. That's a good looking play. INS Med, that was news, but man, we just got the cross. Oh, actually, we got the crossover the day that it gap, and it's still going up. All right, next one from the MPI. Look at that. I like the crossover. I love the bottom left, top right, new high today on a 3-month graph. Another one, low trough, 5 crosses above the 40. Trend is there. Now you see why these stocks are considered to be MPI. This one I don't like as much. It's just a leveling out of the moving averages of the RT. I don't like it as much. I like this one, Lex. Nice level. This is marijuana stock. Nice level of support. It had trend, even though it moved sideways, but we got entry. All right, so that's on the MPI side. I got Midas Touch stocks for you. I will be starting to build a laptop summer computer. I need someone to hook me up. Amir is going to build Glenn a quantum computer. Stop. Oh, I thought that was Roger. Roger always messing with me that. Oh, did CRM results affect CrowdStrike today? I think CRM affected the Dow. I think it affected the Dow overall. All right, Juan, hold off. I'm going to try to get the Palantir. Midas Touch stocks. Let's go. Here's 5 stocks here. HPQ is in here. Nope. INSG. Let's go graph these real quick. And this is on Midas Touch. Let's go change the graph layout. Let's go put on the Midas Touch. Everything I touch turns to gold. Oh, baby, I got the Midas touch. So here's the Midas touch. Looking at moving average, the 10 and the 65-day moving average of the stop price. Look at that, big move up. There's our Midas touch. I don't know why this is showing up. Midas touch should have been gone a long time ago. Back here, I got to take a look at that. But these are stocks that are moving up. I'd keep my eyes. A bigger body. I don't like the wick at the top, but the body is bigger than the wick. Vivacor. I like the move. It's consolidating. I'd like it to get above that 3-month high. All right, so those are fish for you. I got some multi-bagger picks for you. If you want to take a look at them. My new multi-bagger picks, one of them is a sell. Lifeway. Lifeway was killing it. Right now, I got it back on my list. Fundamentally sound. Look at these. All of these stocks, for the most part, should be undervalued for the most part. Undervalued with good upside potential. Just to show you how good those stocks have done, let's go to my portfolios. Let's go find the multi-bagger search. Look at that, 23% on my multi-bagger picks. 23% on my multi-bagger picks. And I got VITL about to be a 2-bagger. ADMA is close to a bag, blah, blah, blah. Look at the equity curve of these as well. And I have a second one. Not as good. This was a tweak of the multi-bagger. I got one stock almost to a bag, and, SHIP is still in here, hanging on in there as well. 8%, but my multi-bagger original search is there. 23% from the January 22nd. These stocks have been killing it. Pick up and kill it and kill it and kill it. Pick up and kill it and kill it and kill it. Today's big movers, more fish for you. More fish for you. Now, in regards to all of these fish that I'm giving you, I want you to be aware that they are more aggressive plays given the market's conditions. All right. If you only play these when the market's moving up. If the market's not moving up, I wouldn't touch these. All right. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? In regards to all of the fish that I'm giving right now, does everybody understand that you will only play these on the days that the market is moving up, and they're short-term plays depending on where the market wants to sit in? Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? Because I don't want to hear, well, Glenn told me that this stock was a hot stock and I went and bought it and I got my ass handed to me. Listen, these are all aggressive plays. A lot of these stocks are found off the technical analysis. If you look at them, a lot of them are not fundamentally sound. But they're moving for a reason or another. They're more aggressive picks. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand that. All right. So these are fish, but they're more technical fish. All right. What else do I want to do? Customer picks we'll get to in a second. Did I empty this out? I did. Gold stocks. I blame all my trades on you, Glenn. Nectarius, I'm okay with that. That's why I tried to. I got nothing. How did that happen again? Look at this. Joey, this is the second time this has happened. This happens every so often in the software.
Where you have too many layouts. It's not because of your computer. It's because of your layouts.
What layouts?
I told you that. What? She said you have too many layouts or something.
What? Or something? What?
Delete.
What delete what?
Your layouts. You have too many different layouts.
What layouts, Joey?
I'll ask Boston. I don't know, but she's told you how to fix this, and you keep not wanting to do that. So.
For my portfolio, to my watch list to not populate? Boston, are you here?
All those things up there at the top.
What things?
How it says exchange twice and stuff.
This is not that. This is not that. And that's what I'm explaining. This is not that. And I don't have the exchange twice. That's not what's going on.
It does say exchange twice up there.
Where?
Right there.
Yeah, that's not what's going on. This happens even when that other thing doesn't. It's not the other thing that we keep getting in the problem with. It's got nothing to do with that. This is a whole different thing. Oh. Yeah. It happens every so often. It just happened twice a day, which normally never happens. But it's not that. This is something where my watch lists don't populate. They just don't populate.
I'll put in a ticket.
All right. I don't understand that. because once we get back into it, they should all be fine again. Viewers, watch list viewer. Were we in? We were looking at gold stocks. There it is. And now that other thing happened. That didn't happen before. Sigh.
I think it's related, bro.
Now,
I think it is.
do you think so?
I think it is.
All right. I don't know what she means. I got to what layouts.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Biggest mover in gold, Harmony. Move that over. Move that over. Yeah, somebody's got to look at this. Anyway, Harmony is the big mover in the gold space, oil, gas, and energy. Big mover today, HNRG. Somebody talked about that. Worst is Boyle, and I am playing cold today. Janice, thank you for that insight. As I look at that again, I don't hold that. I get out of it by the end of the day. But one way or another, they're going to find you. They're going to get you. So, no worries, Glenn. Everyone gets computer problems. Every so often. Janice says that was your insight. All I wanted you guys was to just do some analysis. With those two being as volatile as they are, I just felt that there had to be a way that whatever day the ones were moving, you should be able to make money on them. Weekly theme here. My weekly theme this week is going to be on the GLP-1 stocks. My best play in here is Eli Lilly. How many of you knew that there was an ETF for this? Type of 1 if you knew that there was an ETF for this. If you did not know, OZEM is the ETF for the GLP-1 drugs. But if I'm looking at, what stock I think is the best stock in the space, personally, I think is Eli Lilly, even though it's number 3 in the list by VST. OZEM didn't know that. Thank you, Glenn. This is what I bring to the table. I try to anyway. Try to bring new stuff to the table to you. But Eli Lilly's number 3 by way of VST. Interesting thing about Hims is getting into the space. But Novo Nordisk, Hims, and Eli Lilly are the top 3 in the GLP-1 race. Amgen is not in my Amgen is in the list. It's number 4 by VST. So if you didn't know about OZEM, there you go. That is a round hill. It is an overall ETF for the whole space. All right. I'm only going to take 10 picks today. Where are we at? 248. I'm only going to take 10 of your picks today. All right, let's go. Palantir was 1. What stocks are you looking at? All right. Now let's see how slow you type. Any other time, go look at this stuff. All right, so now, Glenn, at what time do you start this live video? At 2 o'clock. PSTG, NTAP, NTX, Psi NTX is no? Interesting. APP, you down with APP? Dang, Joey. Coin.
Yeah, you know me.
There you go. Kava. KTB. C3AI, we already looked at Eugene. NGD. How many stocks is that? I said I'm only going to look at 10 of your stocks today. 8. I need 2 more. NVDL. I'm going down the list. NVDL. And after that was TPC. All right, there's your 10 stocks for today. Let's go peep them out. It's going to have the nasty setup. Can't stand that. Let's go see which has the best VST. All right, I saw them. TPC. All right, TPC, New Gold, NVDL, Pure Storage, AppLovin, NetApp, Kava, Coin. And Palantir's at the bottom of the list, but it's up almost today, 4%. Let's graph all of these. Let's go see if any of these stocks are worth my time. Let's go to 3-month graph. Nice move on TPC. Let's go look at the star search. Fast lane on TPC. I like it. I like the rising DPOs. Bottom left, top right. This is a good looking play. This is definitely a good looking play. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. TPC, give this an applause. Whoever gave that to me. But bottom left, top right in the fast lane. And it's been in the fast lane since this gap. I like that play. That's a big, I like that. I'm actually going to give a cheer for that. Where is that? I got to give a cheer for that. Whoever gave me that, that's a good pick. Joey, congrats on your picks for last week. You blew Ryan and Glenn out of water. So you realize Joey, that's right. That's right. Leave it alone. NGD. I'm not getting triggered. NGD. I do like the move. Bottom left, top right. I do. Watch the dollar. Watch the dollar. A little bit of a wick at the top. Be careful with it. I think it is definitely contingent upon gold. But, bottom left, top right, it is rising. I can't say yay. I can't say no to that. NVDL, again, I own this particular ticker. Nice move up. Again, I've been in it since earnings. Where's the earnings? I've been in it. How come it's not showing me earnings? Good, googly muggly. I've been in it since earnings. I've been a happy individual on it. Definitely move up. One day down doesn't mean the world is coming to an end. PSTG, this was an earnings play. I don't like the closed candle. That means the price right now is lower than the open. There's a lot of profit taken on that stock. Yes, it's still in the fast lane, but that's a bearish sign to me. That's definitely a bearish sign to me. So I'd be careful with PSTG. I like the pinch. I like the break. Prior to earnings, since the earnings, though, I don't even know if they beat or miss or whatever. It is still a green candle because it's higher than the prior day's close, but it's a closed candle. Nadir says, isn't it time to sell NVIDIA? Why? What tells me it's time to sell it? Remember, did I not give you a hard line in the sand on it? Yes or no? Did I not give you a hard line in the sand on it? Just type it in the room, yes or no. All right, am I ready to sell NVIDIA? Not yet. All right, if nobody's typing yes or no, I swear I did. I'll do it again. This is my hard line in the sand, about 53.84, thereabouts. About 53.84, thereabouts. All right, that's when I would decide I want to take that off, but there's nothing telling me to sell it right now. Nothing. All right, let's keep on going down the list so I can try to get to all of your stocks. App loving. What don't I like about it? It's in a little bit of a channel after the gap. And it's in the middle lane. Not only do I need it in the fast lane, I need it to get above this level of 88.63. It needs to get out of its own way. All right, it needs to get out of its own way. So it's in the middle lane. That was after earnings. It's still a little higher than it was after earnings, but it's pulled back a little bit. App loving, I needed to get above this 3-month high and be in the fast lane. Right now it's in the middle lane. Next one, NTAP earnings. Did it come out? I like the play. Pinch, it originally broke to the downside, then moved up in the fast lane, staying in the fast lane. I like it. I do. I don't know if earnings came out on it yet. Let's go to news. I don't know if earnings came out on it yet or if this is pre-earnings. Here, place is placed ahead of, so it hasn't reported earnings yet. 14 days. Will the rally continue? Yeah, something. Let's go look at the earnings graph. The sales growth, I think if they haven't reported, which it looks like it hasn't, I think they beat earnings and revenue. Sales growth is there, earnings is there, earnings growth is there. Earnings growth. I think that they meet earnings. They beat earnings and they beat revenue. I think they beat both. Now the next thing is forward guidance. I think because it's in the AI space, it's in the chip space, I think that the forward guidance should be right on. I think it should be good. Again, I'm not in the inner circle. I'm not in the inner circle of the forward guidance, so I'm just speculating. Forward guidance, though, can be the difference. Kava. Our earnings came out already. The stock is still going up. I like it's in the fast lane. If you own it, leave it alone. If you own it, you leave it alone. I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand, though, at about 79.87. That's a little level of support. Let me move that up a little bit. A good little level of support right here. About $80. About $80. It's at 95. That's a good line in the sand to get out of the stock. But nice 2 days up after earnings. I like the play. All right, next one. KTB, another retail apparel. It went up after earnings, and it's been moving up. It's rolling over, though. I see the rollover. It's back and forth into the fast and middle lane. I need it to give me some more confidence at 73.40. It's got to go above that. It's got to go above that. Nice move, though, after earnings. I do like it. Looks like it might be getting tired. All right, looks like it. So just be careful with that. Looks like it might be getting tired. All right, next one, coin. I think a lot of the move on anything crypto or like that has to deal with the spot on Ethereum. We'll see how that works out. It's been approved, but nobody's got it. It's been approved, but now the people who have to make their FS1 reports, that's what I think they are. They've got to give those reports so that they can submit a prospectus. After the prospectus has been approved, then they can issue a spot ETF. I think we've got a month or so before that can happen. But I'm sure BlackRock is out there, ARK is out there with their perspectives so that they can get some acknowledgement on whether it's good or not for the ETF. We still got some time. Christopher says, got stopped out of Kava yesterday on that down WICJ. Very upset. Why you got upset? I don't know why you got upset. Palantir has gone sideways for 16 days and had a lot of support. Everybody knows I love me some Palantir. I think it's a great stock. It's a tough stock to play sometimes. Right now, it's in the middle lane. There's the base. I see the base you're looking at about $20.21. It's already there. After earnings, beautiful, and then fell. But it is at a lot solidly. You know, before I play Palantir, though, I needed to be in the fast lane. I do like that both DPOs, the fast DPO is positive. The slower DPO is not positive yet. I'd like to see it in the fast lane before I pull the trigger on it. All right. Those are the graphs or the stocks you wanted me to take a look at. I'm just going to stop on the home page because I got to reset that back up, and I'm not going to. Palantir, play the wheel strategy with options and grab the cash. I got you. So that's all the stocks we got to talk about today. So you guys have a better perspective of what's going on in the market. I honestly think that this is a time to manage the plays. Let the market come to you. Don't try to outguess the market. That's the problem with a lot of you. A lot of you are trying to outguess what the market's going to do. Don't do that. Right now, the overall guidance is not to buy stocks right now. Stick to the guidance. Unless you want to be a little bit more aggressive with a smaller portion of your portfolio on an up day, buy some trades. Smaller positions. Manage those trades. All right? That's in a nutshell. All right. With that, I got to go. I'm right at 3 o'clock. Joey should be happy. I'm right at 3 o'clock. Spot on and keep getting surprised. I don't want you guys to get smacked just because some bad news comes out. Tighten the stops on the stocks that you have, folks. You got to do that. If you're not already doing that, you're hurting yourselves because when they do get hit, they're going to get hit hard. All right. Thanks for the session, Glenn and Joey. Good session. Will we play it to throw those ideas presented? You got that. Can you please look at Zim? Sigh. Let's go look at Zim real quick. Zim. Let's go put this on a 3-month graph. It's moving up. earnings already happened. Let's go put this on Star Search. It's in the fast lane. Leave it alone. But watch right now. It could be consolidating. It definitely could be consolidating. I don't want it to be in the fast lane and move sideways like this. I want it to be in the fast lane and moving up. Right now, it could be consolidating like it did here. So just be careful with it. Just be careful with it. But it is in the fast lane. All right. That's the last stock I'm looking at. Praying to the Dell earnings report. God, I think that they beat earnings. I didn't like the earnings, the sales growth, Christopher. The sales growth is probably going to be a telling sign. I didn't like the sales growth, but hopefully it could be forward guidance too. I think the forward guidance is going to be nothing but good. That's what I think. But it's the sales growth that I don't like. All right. So with that, I gotta go. Adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Odabu, bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks. See ya.